Hello, beautiful starseed, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your channel for grace. Let us hop right into your astrology and tarot reading for Virgo season of summer 2021. Virgo. Are you excited for Virgo season? Happy birthday. This is your time. You're going to feel amazing. And we're going to go over all of the major astrological transits, ingresses, and aspects that are going on this month. We're actually going to talk about 9 different things. So that's kind of a lot, but we will get you prepared for this powerful season. The first thing, of course, that we need to talk about is the sun entering into the sign of Virgo, which means the sun is going to be right here in your first house. And this is the house of self. This is the house of identity. This is where literally you get to shine. You get to be yourself. You get to feel that connection with yourself, and it may just feel amazing, right? Because like the Leos just got it with Leo season, and now you get it with Virgo season. And that's the 22nd when the sun moves into Virgo. On the 28th, however, the sun is going to be making a square to the nodes. So just a few days later, we've got the north node over here in Gemini, and we've got the south node over here in Sagittarius. So that's a square to the 4th and 10th houses. So this is whenever any planet makes a T-square to the nodes, what we feel on a personal level is we actually feel like a stress or a push or something that feels like it's nudging us to change, to make a change. It's a challenge. It's a challenging thing. Squares can be very challenging that way. And it is a moment for us to resolve something, and it has to do with destiny. So you have a very unique position here because the sun is in your first house of self, especially if you are, of course, a Virgo rising. This is what we're looking at. So when you have a square to the 4th and the 10th house, and the dynamic is karmic release in your 4th house, and bringing your focus more to the 10th house of career, which has been a transit that has been going on for about a year. It'll continue through the end of the year, and then the nodes will switch into Taurus and Scorpio. So the energy will really shift. But this unique aspect in your specific chart is asking you to let go of something, whatever doesn't serve you when it comes to family, people you love, home, things that have to do with home. And let go of those old patterns, stories, habits, and move into focusing on your life path and focusing on your career and focusing on being more in the limelight, like shine your light a little bit more. And that's what this T-square is going to activate for you. Now, the very next day, we see the planet Mercury move into the sign of Libra. And so Mercury is going to basically enter into your second house. And the second house is the house of values and finances. Mercury is the planet of communication. So this is a really good time for you to communicate, to find harmony, to bring abundance through communication in some form, to channel through your voice, through speaking your voice, through sharing your truth, to channel that energy into bringing abundance, bringing money into your life, because that's the second house, and Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is one of the planets that brings in that good luck and brings in that abundance. The dispositor of the Mercury right now is the North Node that is in Gemini, or Mercury vice versa is the dispositor of the North Node. So the more that you focus on sharing your true voice, the more that you'll bring that abundance into your life. Mars will make an opposition to Neptune at 22 degrees. And of course, Mars is in your first house and Neptune is in your 7th. I blanked on the glyph of Neptune. It's different when you have to write it yourself. That's hilarious. That's very Neptunian. But anyways, so Mars, and so this is the dynamic between the first house and the seventh house, the opposition. Mars wants its drive. It wants us to take action. It wants us to make things happen. And in Virgo, what it's asking us to do is to focus on getting organized, to focus on focusing on our daily life, our daily schedule, the things that help us to stay present. While Neptune in the seventh house can be like very dreamy energy in the house of relationships for you. This is a long transit, and so it's kind of like a theme that's been going on for the last few years and will continue on for years in the future or moving forward. But what you're going to experience is a push and pull into focus on me or focus on relationships. Take action towards myself or take actions toward relationships. And it may not be clear which one is the more important one, or it may not be clear which one is the one to focus on. That's going to happen on September 2nd. Then on the 6th, we have our new moon in Virgo. And of course, that is going to happen in your first house. Well, that's a horrible glyph of the moon, and I believe it's this way. I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Well, it matters to Virgo. I'm just kidding. But basically, we've had for the last few years, not the last few years, the last maybe year or so, the moon's coming full first and then new. And so now the cycle reverses itself, and it starts with this new moon in Virgo. So new moon in Virgo is about setting intentions about your daily life. Maybe creating a whole new schedule for you, creating a whole new way where you get to be more present in your life and enjoy being alive, being in this third dimension. That is what that energy is all about. Venus enters the sign of Scorpio on September 10th, which means she is going to enter into your third house of communication. And so the third house is Venus there means it's like harmony through your communication. However, being in Scorpio, it's intensity. So expect your maybe a sharp tongue to show up, or expect maybe your voice becomes a little more private. You give yourself a little more wait time before you actually say something. You become like the investigator. You want to ask a lot of questions. You want to figure out things out. That's that Scorpio energy in the third house. And that's on September 10th. Mars also enters the sign of Libra on the 14th. And so Mars basically moves into your second house. And that means that because Mars in Libra is in fall position or detriment position, it means that things are going to slow down. We're going to become a little more indecisive. So it's just not the best of transits. I think that Mars is really frustrated in this sign. For you, it's like you better spend the time that you have between when the sun enters Virgo on the 22nd and Mars enters, the second house on the 14th, or that sign of Libra as well. Take advantage of those first 2 weeks of the season, because once Mars enters Libra, things will become a little bit more wishy-washy. On that same day, the sun is going to make an opposition to Neptune. So the same opposition that Mars was making to Neptune, the sun is going to make to Neptune. And that's going to mean fogginess, unclarity. We're not going to be sure. The sun represents our soul. Neptune is the divine, but it's also the unknown. It's the hidden. It's also rules like television, the media. So on that day, I think there may be either some crazy story that comes out in the news that's like kind of out of nowhere, seems unexpected, or so much unclarity, so much fogginess shows up for the collective. But that's going to we start going to feel that really strongly on the 14th. And then we'll see the sun make a trine to Pluto, who is in your fifth house. So let's change the color. There we go. So trine to Pluto, and Sun trine Pluto it's a harmonious energy, like the sextiles. It'll bring in truth. It'll bring in like raw truth, but I think it'll be very, very good for us to understand our inner power, to understand our inner strength on that day. And I think this trine is going to help us do that because it does happen on the 17th. So just a few days after that Sun opposes Neptune, then there's like, okay, the trine to Pluto, okay, like maybe the truth comes out. Maybe we understand something that we didn't understand before on the 14th. And then we end the month with a full moon in Pisces, which for you is going to be happening in your 7th house of relationships. So because on the 6th of the month, you set intentions for the new moon, on the 7th is the culmination energy, the completion of that intention that you set. So you're setting intentions for yourself. You're setting intentions for you specifically, because this is, specifically for Virgo rising. Although there may be messages too here for Sun, Moon, and Venus, but you're setting intentions for yourself, your heart, your soul, and it will manifest in your relationship. So be very careful as to what you choose to manifest, because it's going to be a very, very beautiful energy, and it is going to be in your relationships. And Pisces is all about romance. So I think this is going to feel really, really beautiful for you, especially within your relationships. All right, let's hop on over to the cards and see what your spirit guides, angels, teachers, starseed, ancestors want to add to this message. All right, Virgo, welcome to the tarot card reading section of this video. I'm going to explain to you what these cards are in a moment. But first, I do want to invite you to check out this Starseed oil, the Arcturus Starseed Aura Mist, and the Arcturus Starseed Roller. These are amazing oil blends made by me, and this one specifically is really good to connect to your Arcturus Starseed family. If you are an Arcturus, it's made with clary sage, myrrh, neroli, and pink pepper. It also has elderberry extract, coconut oil, and mica powder. And it is really good to use for clarity and vision, for building a new earth, equality, shared purpose, and master alchemy. I also want to invite you to my free mini soul healing retreat, which is happening on August 23rd. You can sign up through the link in the description of this video. All content will be delivered to you via email, and it is going to be an amazing opportunity right as we hit Virgo season to give yourself a break, to take care of yourself, all that good stuff. So let's hop on into this reading. We've got your intuition card, your challenge card, your overall theme, wisdom from your starseed ancestors, as well as the animal spirit for the week. So starting with this card, which is the Six of Swords, there is something this month that you are definitely walking away from. I don't know what it is, but it's a good thing, because the Six of Swords is a card where you can start at a place, or you start at a place where there's like the choppy waters, where things feel stressful, not in harmony, and someone's helping you to leave that all behind, to leave the stress behind, to leave the choppy waters, and to move towards more smooth waters. How beautiful is that? So the best way to use your intuition this month is to remember that don't fall back towards the past, but always keep looking forward towards the future. The challenge for you this month is found in the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is a considerate energy. It's a very balanced energy, is generous. When you think of the cup elements, the cups represent emotions, and the King of Cups would represent the most balanced of the energy of emotions. Also someone that's very giving and very loving and always like putting their heart out there. So I think the challenge for you is going to keep that balance, right? To not keep going back towards whatever those choppy waters were. It's to stand your ground is going to be one of the biggest challenges for you this month. The overall theme is the 9 of Pentacles. So that is actually a very, very exciting energy. The Nine of Pentacles is literally the card of self-care. It is also the card of satisfaction, if it wants to focus. And it is also the card of luxury. There we go. So this is telling me that you've been working really hard towards something, and now you actually may get to enjoy the benefits of all of the hard work. Like, this is where you get to maybe spend a little money that you made. Maybe this is where you get to do something luxurious for you, do something that takes care of you because you've made the abundance, you've like worked hard to get where you're at. So a very beautiful energy, and it's celebratory energy for sure. From your spirit guides, what they want to tell you this month is to take baby steps. Action, but baby steps. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. So this is saying, this is kind of related to the Six of Swords. If you're moving in the right direction, you're going to know it. You're going to feel it very intensely. It's going to be very clear. However, you can't get there from just like taking one step. So if you give yourself time, which Virgo season is the perfect time for that, because in Virgo season, we get to focus on the details. That's literally what taking baby steps is all about. But take your time. Don't overdo it. Don't rush it. This is a month for you to, I think, slow down, or at least not pressure yourself so much, because you have made a lot of progress. You have brought in a lot of beautiful abundance into your life, and you are starting the month by literally these cards showing you that you're walking away from something that no longer serves you. Now, the elk is your spirit card, the spirit animal for you. And the elk is also a very beautiful energy. It is about stability. It is about resiliency. It is about being headstrong. And it also resembles the father. So this could be something relating to a father figure or Saturn in your charts. The great elk represents the earth element as well, in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes, right? So things are changing for you, especially with that Six of Swords. The elk is providing that stability. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. I feel you stepping into this. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. And the world really needs more elk energy. When this energy is in balance, you are supportive, you're kind, you're consistent. When it's out of balance, you can be pretentious, high, and mighty. To bring it to balance, believe it or not, you have to eat and drink more consciously. And that makes sense because this is like the grounding energy. This is a reading that is very beautiful. And when I think of the elk, what I learned about the elk medicine in the Native American tradition is that elk medicine is love medicine. So whatever you're experiencing right now, for some of you, this is about a relationship that is somehow bringing you that stability, that it's somehow calling in, because the elk calls in the females, right? And with that beautiful, like high pitched kind of whistle. And it's like that love vibration, that love medicine is really like you're calling it into your life. And this Virgo season, I think you're going to get to have fun with it. You're going to get to enjoy it, and it's going to make you feel good. It's going to make you feel like really, really strong. So I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you're walking away from things that no longer serve you and may be challenging for you to find your emotional stability this month, but trust your intuition, take those baby steps, flourish and enjoy the fruits of your labor, and feel the stability that comes from being in that grounded space. Good luck, and I will see you again next time.